Welcome to my final part in the Avengers Walmart exclusive 6-inch figure reviews. This time we're just going to take a look at the group as a whole and the stand. aka Avengers Assemble. So, corny, very. So, this is the way that they're advertised as being displayed, and it looks alright. It's not as bad as I was thinking it would be, but there's just so much empty space between there, and it just doesn't look all that great on the shelf, especially if looking at the backs of some characters. But I'll get into the stand in a little bit, but all the figures as a whole, Thor is really good. Captain America, while still being a good figure, it's the worst in the line. But that's by no means a bad thing, because it's still a really good figure. There just has to be, in a list of anything, of a list of the most amazing people in the world, there's got to be a someone at the bottom of the list. So, unfortunately for the leader, that's the case. Thor, still really big, really cool. Let's go this way. Iron Man 2, or the Iron Man. Now, this is not the Iron Man from the actual Avengers line. Why? Because I did not want to get one with all that battle damage. They just used the exact same figure and just made it look crappy. If they would have actually made the Mark 7, this is the Mark 6, and make the Mark 7, which is advertised in most posters or whatever for the movie, then I would have got it. But this one looks better. But how am I getting him staying on the stand? Because I drilled holes in his feet. I did it pretty successfully. I actually took my DeWalt power drill, and that one's a little bit cockeyed, but it's alright, and they made a nice smooth hole in it, because the Iron Man 2 figures weren't designed with peg holes in mind, and they fit in just fine. If I can find the hole. Ha ha ha. And of course, got Hulk, who's my favorite. Just because, I'm biased. Captain America, please don't fall over. Just because I'm kind of biased towards him, because he's my favorite Marvel superhero. Great figure. Oh God, please don't fall over. This is one that is there we go. Yeah, I've talked enough about him before. Loki, got a big gap here. Make a Black Widow. We need that shit. Or reissue Nick Fury. Never got him. Loki, also really cool. Like him a lot. I don't know what I would have changed about him. Maybe gave him long hair, but I don't mind the hair he has. That's just nitpicky. I think he's really good. Hawkeye, best figure in the line. Even though he's not my favorite, just because, Hawkeye is a pretty cool character. But Hulk is my favorite, but Hawkeye, this figure is absolutely amazing. There's nothing wrong. Oh, they could have put some arrows protruding from his bow or arrow sheath. That would have been awesome, but unbelievable figure. So as a whole, let's see. Hawkeye's number 1, Hulk's number 2, Thor's 3, Iron Man's 4, Loki's 5, and Captain America's 6, in that order. And as you can tell, it's kind of tough deciding between Iron Man, because none of them are really bad figures, not by any means. It's just really hard to kind of think of which one's the best out of these outstanding figures. So there you go. But in case you're wondering, how did I get an extra stand for Iron Man here? Because obviously he didn't come with a stand. Well, I actually bought my son, who loves Hulk more than I do. Another one of these, and he's ecstatic, but I kind of was sneaky and just took the stand, because he has no need for it. So I gave it to Iron Man here. So yep, that's about the basis for the figures as a whole. So let's actually take a look at the stand now. The stand is actually, you know, when I first saw that the Avengers figures are going to be coming with parts of a stand, which each of them come with this, I thought that is incredibly stupid. There's no way that this is a good idea, and it's just no reason for it. But I realized, well, I didn't realize it, why it helped me figure out something. That you don't have to make them in a big circle. You can do however you want. Even though this is advertised as being a circle, which just simply does not work. As you could see in the previous video, or part of this video, nearly all the characters are hanging off the edge because they put the pegs on the outside here, and they have the pegs on the heel. So when the people are standing on the stand, they're hanging out off, unless you want them all facing towards each other on the inside. At that point, why even bother? Because you're going to be seeing the backs of all of them. So this is the best solution you can come up with while using the stand and, you know, getting them all to look good. You know, you can take them the pieces and do it all like this, or you can offset them a little bit like this. You can do whatever you want. Now, and it looks great because then you have the peg holes in the back, and you can have the figures standing like this. I have them all facing each other, well, not facing, but facing forward. And this is my preferred way to display. And this is my preferred way of displaying all the Avengers, including Loki, on the base. And I think it looks a hell of a lot better. It's all symmetrical. Got one... Hulk pretty much takes up a whole stand by himself on both sides because his stance is so wide. He's one peg in the other, one peg in the other. And then I added... or one foot on the other peg. And then I added one stand here to each side of the both sides of his. Then I connected them both with a middle one right here for Captain America and expanded on that for one more character. So they each have their own little space, and I think it looks really nice. Of course, got Captain America there in the middle because he's the leader. Hulk in the back because he's the biggest. You know, if he was in front, he'd be covering everyone. Got Hawkeye in the back there because, you know, he needs to look back. He needs to stay away because he can see better from afar for whatever reason. Iron Man, more towards the front. He's a very popular character, but he's not the leader. Thor, also up front on his realm, and just with Loki cowering behind him because he's scared of his big adoptive brother. But yeah, so one idea. Take a look at that. I think this looks awesome. Love it. Yeah, these figures are absolutely amazing. I love them. But it just kind of sucks because, you know, I just had to call Captain America the worst one, but it's not by any means a bad figure. Just all of them are great in their own level, even though this one's not technically an Avengers figure, but it's the same thing. Just looks a lot better than what they did for Avengers. What they really need to do is they need to make a Black Widow to truly complete the Avengers. Someone to hide behind Hawkeye there. And they need to reissue Nick Fury too. Even though he's an agent of S.H.I.E.L.D., but still, you know, he's their boss basically. He could be like behind here, like saying, hey, you do this, you do this. No, we're not going to do that, fuck that. And why am I even here? I'd have to somehow get another stand for Nick Fury. If they don't release him, I'm going to somehow get the old Captain America one. I saw them at Walmart a long time ago. I wasn't really into those figures though. I mean, they look cool, but I just never got them. Now, in hindsight, I have perfect 20/20 hindsight vision. I should have got them because they looked pretty cool. So anyway, that's enough rambling on. I love these figures. Recommend any Marvel/Avengers fan to get them. Hulk and Hawkeye are pretty hard to find. Iron Man 2. Iron Man 2. Iron Man. You can find dozens of them at every store almost, because like at almost all my Walmarts, you know, there were just 3 pegs just filled with figures. Sometimes they're all just Iron Men. Iron Mans? Iron Men. Pluralize that. Captain America is probably the second most common one to find, at least for me. Thor, you usually find it in 1 per store. And Loki is a little bit harder to find, but not nearly as hard to find as Hulk or Hawkeye. So yeah. But they also need to make a Mark 7 of Iron Man so I could actually have a authentic group shot going on here. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. I think I'm going to actually stick them on top of my desk up there and leave them there for a while, because that looks pretty badass. Alright, until next time, thank you for watching.